Well, hello there, authors. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited today because I want to talk to you about taking photos with your book. Now, as an author, are you taking photos with your books? Is that something that you do? Because it's something you should be doing. I know that it can be really difficult and really weird for a lot of us to appreciate ourselves on film. It can be really hard, right? I know, it's a little scary. We always nitpick about how we look. I understand these things, I really do. But it's really important for us as authors to be representing our books in a personal way. You know that as an author, your author brand is your business. You are selling your book. Yes, it's a creative process to write it, but then as soon as you're done writing it, everything becomes about business. You are marketing it, you are getting it out there to a publisher, or you're self-publishing it, and you have to sell it to your fans in a way that is not in your face, over the top, salesy. So you are the face of your brand. You are the one representing your books, your work, everything that has to do with your author brand. It's all on you. And I know some of us don't want to be on camera, some of us don't want pictures taken, but it's something that's really important. Now, I am a professional photographer. I do that for a living. And I tell my fans and my clients and my people that work with me that it's important for them to exist in photos. I have a lot of mamas that come to me and want pictures of their children, but don't want pictures of themselves. They need to exist in photos for their family. Let me tell you a little story. We recently lost my grandmother, and I did the slideshow for the funeral. And we valued those photos so much. Everyone talked about those photos. I got photos from when she was young. I had photos from when she was a child. I had them when she was in the service. I had them when she got married. I had photos with us, and we had photos of her as she currently was. And those ones that we valued so very much were photos of her. It didn't matter how she looked. It didn't matter that maybe her smile wasn't the best in that photo. It didn't matter that her hair was maybe a little crazy. It didn't matter that maybe she wasn't super happy in the photo. She was a little angry at a couple people in some of the photos when she was a little bit younger. And it was just a really interesting experience. And we valued it because she existed in photos for us. I will tell you this much. She hated when I took her photo. As a professional photographer, she hated it. She let me do exactly 2 photo shoots with her, and it was because I twisted her arm and absolutely forced her, and I would not let her get away with it, and I made her wear something nice and sit down for me and let me do a photo shoot with her. I got to do 2 of those, and those were some of the nicest photos we have of her, and she existed in those photos for us. She's gone now. We can't see her, we can't interact with her, we can't talk to her, we can't hug her anymore, but we still have those photos and all of those memories. So I tell my clients they need to exist in photos for their family. Moms will oftentimes not want their photos taken. They won't like how they look. They won't like how their hair is. They think they're too not skinny enough to be in photos. And I mean, those are real rational fears. It's okay to feel like that, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be in photos. We value people in photos, especially when we don't really have them anymore. And being in photos, being there for people and being represented in photos is so important because we change. Let's be real. I did not look like this a couple of years ago. And in a couple of years, I'm not going to look like this. I am constantly changing. You are constantly changing. So existing in photos throughout the course of your life is really important. Now, bringing it back to your business, people are still valuing you in photos because it is a personal brand, and because you are the face of your brand. They want to see you. They want to learn more about you. They want to have a personal connection with you. And if you're never showing yourself anywhere, in any way, people are not going to have that personal connection with you. So yes, it's amazing for me to go and put up Bookstagram images of my book. People love that. That is something that's huge within the industry and within social media. But how cool is it if I have my face there too, so that people can see the person that actually wrote the book? That's pretty neat, right? We connect with people when we are on a personal level with them. So if you can see a person, if you can hear their voice, if you can see how they're acting, if you can have that one-on-one dialogue with them, if you can see them, you can picture them more as a real person. Because remember, we're dealing with the internet here. And for most people, we all hide behind screen names. So yes, you know a person's screen name. Yes, you'll know their profile picture, and maybe that's a picture of them, and maybe it's not. But how different is it when you see that person for real? I have some authors that I follow and I love following them. I love learning a little bit more about their books, but if I don't know what they look like, let's say I go to a book conference or some kind of book event, I'm not going to know who they are. I'm not going to have a personal connection with them. But if I go to a different type of event and I see one of my mentors who does videos all the time and has pictures of themselves on their marketing materials and has their face out there and I know who they are, I will follow that person wherever they go, not in a stalker way, but like if they're speaking somewhere, I will go to their presentation. I will know where they're going. I will be involved with the events they are being involved with because I know who they are and I have that personal connection with them. I have mentors that I follow that I do not see often, but I will know their voice. And so I listen to a lot of podcasts and I will be able to identify people by their voice, but I won't know their face. So it's really cool to make that connection when you actually go on their website and you see their face, or when they jump on Facebook Live and they do a broadcast. It's really, really important to have a personal connection, and you do that by making yourself more human. If you're just hiding behind your computer, nobody's really going to know who you are. And yes, they might appreciate you and your work and they might know your name, but they're going to have that hardcore, like, we're friends connection if they are constantly seeing you, constantly hearing from you. If they know your voice, if they know your face, if they understand who you are based on who you are, that's going to be such a stronger connection for you. So it is important for you to be taking photos of you with your book. You are representing your book. You need to be the face of your book. So yeah, it's hard, it's difficult, it's weird, but take photos with your book. And I'm not talking about selfies. Selfies are great. You should be taking selfies with your book, but those are not going to be used for marketing purposes. That's more of a, hey, I'm on the go, I'm doing something really cool, I have my book with me, let me just snap a photo and show you that we're out doing something cool with your book. So yesterday, I jumped on my author page, I did a live broadcast from the location where we actually shot the golden cover, and I had my Facebook Live going, and I then took a selfie of myself with the book that I used as my thumbnail. That's okay to use it in marketing purposes because it's an on-location, on-the-go type thing, but I would not use that on, like, my Instagram page. I would put that in my Instagram stories because that's one of those live things, hey, this is what I'm doing right now in the current exact time, but I would not put that in my Instagram feed unless it was associated with that video. So if I threw the title over it and I had it as that thumbnail for my video, then I would use it, but not just as a photo. I will take actual photos of myself with my book and I will put those out for marketing purposes. So yesterday I was out doing a video shoot to do some stuff for my book, and I stopped in between each take because I had several different outfits and I was doing several different videos because, you know, I batch create. Go back to the Reading Transforms information about batch creation. It's really good. And I did some photos in between. So the priority was taking those videos and getting those done, getting them knocked out of the way. But I also made sure I got pictures of me with my book because I realized I have not done actual pictures of myself with my book. And so I did that yesterday for the first time. I have taken selfies of me with the book. Those were on my Instagram stories, and those were to be used as thumbnails to go with my live broadcast videos, but I hadn't taken real photos of myself with my book. So I did that yesterday for the first time, and it's really cool, and I got some amazing photos. I put one out on Reading Transforms today. That's how you probably found this broadcast, and I did one over on my author page as well. It's really cool, but I have, like, a lot of photos in different outfits and different types of things that I was doing so that I have a lot to work with over the next couple of months as I'm promoting Golden. And you can do that too. It's really easy. So what you need to do is take your camera. You can use your phone if you have to. I wouldn't recommend it. Get a point and shoot, get a higher end camera, set it on a tripod, and start taking some pictures with a self timer. You want to stand a little bit further back so you get probably chest up. Like this is probably a little close, but get what you need to do. I would not say to take a selfie. Don't take selfies. Hand your camera off to someone else if you need them to take it, or set it on a tripod, use a timer, or use a remote shutter release. And then what you want to do is get your book up, and you're going to need to practice because take a look at your book cover. There's certain information you do not want to cover up when you're doing this. Your title, your tagline is okay. If you have to cover that up, whatever. But the big thing is don't cover up your title and don't cover up your author name because people need to know where to find it. A lot of things that I see within Bookstagram photos is covering up part of the author's name, covering up part of the title, and that is not good, guys. The purpose of these photos are to get people to buy the book or look at the book or get interested in the book. And you've got to know what not to cover so that they can find information on the book later. So take your book, stand in a mirror, and actually practice with it. How you're going to hold your fingers, how you're going to hold everything so that it looks the best way possible. If you practice in a mirror, it's going to work a lot better. I sometimes struggle with where to put my fingers, so, like, how do you hold it? You just got to practice. If I hold it like this, that's great, but I just covered up my title. So you just have to work with it a little bit, find out where you can put your fingers. Sometimes it's going to feel a little awkward in the way you hold it, like this. Not super comfortable, but I've got those nicer fingers. I'm not covering everything up. Like that's not bad. Okay, so something like that wouldn't be terrible. I balanced it on my wrist, and then I've got my fingers here. You want to keep your fingers mainly together so you don't have like weird claw hands. It's not good. And then you got to get it up by your face. Now, pro tip here, as you were doing this, do not hold your book out front. Do not hold your book way back. You want it on the same level as your face so that the focus of your picture falls on your face and on the book and nothing's out of focus. So if I were holding my book like this, it would be the same. Everything would be in focus. If I held it like this and I'm using some kind of autofocus, chances are the focus is going to fall here and my face is going to be out of focus. If I hold it back here so it's kind of behind me, which is a little weird looking, you can kind of see how that's weird, my face would probably be in focus, but not so much my book. So you want to hold it up where it's not blocking you. You probably don't want it right against your face, touching you. On some cases it works, kind of, that a little bit works, kind of goes with the hair there. But you don't want to like smush your face. So if you're like that, not pretty. So and in the photography industry, we actually fake it a little bit. So if you are like supposed to be touching your face, instead of going like this and smushing your face, you just kind of barely touch it. And then you don't squish up your skin. Never a good thing. So these are some pro tips here, just throwing those out there. I actually wasn't going to get too much into that, but apparently I am now. So just make sure you're not blocking anything on the cover that's important. Work on finger placement where you're going to hold it. And once you learn how to do this, once you take a few minutes and get in the mirror and you really check this out, you're going to learn how to balance your book. So at this point, I know exactly where I can have my fingers, anywhere along this general area and this general area, nothing high, nothing low, nothing down here. All I have to do is pick up my book and I'm pretty much in a decent position to hold my book because I practiced. Now, it did not start out that way. I was definitely holding it more of a down here thing and then it would cut off things. You also want to work on that angle because like you hold your book up and you think it's straight here. Like it feels straight to me. It does. It feels straight to me. Like it should be straight onto camera, but it's not. I actually have to tip it like that to have it straight onto camera because my lens is over on this side. It's not straight here. It's not right in front of me because I'm using my phone right now. You just have to practice the way you angle it. You could tip it this way, you could tip it this way, but you have to be aware of how you are tipping it because it turns out differently in your images. And so yesterday when I was photographing things, for the most part, I nailed it because I knew which way I had to tip it, but sometimes I over-exaggerated it and I got a weird angle. Or I was like tossing my hair and my book ended up a little bit like this. It's all good. You just have to take a little bit of time and practice how you're going to be doing that. Now, you can do this yourself. You can take it by yourself, use a timer, use a remote shutter release, get a friend to do it for you, or you can hire a professional, which of course is something I'm going to recommend to you because I am a professional. I know the benefits of you working with a professional. If you are working with a professional, you do have to pay them, and you got to pay them because it's a real job. A lot of people are like, I'm not going to pay you more than $10 to take my photos, but it's a professional job. A lot of training goes into it, a lot of equipment goes into it, and you have to pay them like a professional. You would like to be paid for your job. Photographers would also like to be paid for their job. So unless you feel like doing whatever it is you do for free, please do not ask a photographer to do it for free or for dirt cheap. That's rude and disrespectful, and it dishonors the entire industry. You want to make sure that people are getting paid what they are worth, just like you would not like it if people asked to pay 10 cents for your book. You worked really hard on that, right? You worked really hard on your book, and you get to sell it to a lot of people. Photographers get to take photos for one person and sell it to that person. They are not selling it to a bunch of people. And so if you ask them to not be paid for that, that's not good. So make sure you're taking care of your professional. It's very important. Just like you want to be respected in your industry, respect people in other industries as well. That's just my little thing for today. So work with someone who is professional, and please do not go for someone who just picked up a camera and wants to make a couple of extra bucks because they do not have the training and they will not get you pictures that will get you a good response. To get the most bang for your buck, hire a true professional and get a lot done in a short amount of time within your session. So as you are working with a professional, I want you to get actual headshots. I want you to get lifestyle shots, and then I want you to get shots with your book So you're covering a lot within the course of your photo shoot to get really the most bang for your buck. And they will know how to take photos to market yourself as an author and to market your books as an author. They will know that. If you're not sure, check with me. I will look at their stuff and I will let you know if they are someone that's good to work with or not. Okay, so you are practicing with your book, you are taking photos yourself, you are getting someone to take photos for you, you are hiring a professional. These are all options to you. You've got to be aware of how it works. And again, if you are uncomfortable with yourself on camera, at Reading Transforms, we have a ton of resources to teach you how to look better on camera, how to feel better on camera, how to overcome your fear of being on camera, and your professional will help you. So if you need help with posing, with how you dress, with how you do your hair, talk to your professional. They will help you. They will guide you. If you don't have a professional, talk to me. I will help you. I will guide you. I will tell you what you need to do if you are taking these photos yourself or if you're having your friend take them. I know what works and what does not work on film. Certain outfits will translate really well. Certain outfits will translate really, really badly. Don't do it. Like this dress right here, this is very colorful, and this is probably not necessarily something I would take photos in because it's going to be a little loud and it's going to be a little distracting on film. It's going to take away from the other things that I want people to pay attention to. So if I was taking a picture of myself with a book wearing this dress, check out how tropical-y that is. This dress is very loud and it is going to take away from my book cover. The first thing people will notice is my dress and not my book, and that's the problem. So we don't wear things that overwhelm us on camera. And I will help walk you through that if you have questions about outfits, about how you're doing your hair, about how you're doing your makeup. And yes, there are specific ways to do your makeup that make you look better on camera or translate really well onto film, and certain things that look really good in person that do not look good on film. So I can help you with all of that. If you are not sure, if you have questions, I do it all the time for my photography clients, and I'm more than happy to help you out with that. So decide, are you going to take your own photos? Are you going to have a friend take your photos? Are you going to hire a professional? Whichever way you do, you gotta take pictures of yourself with your photos because you need to get those on your social media. Use them to introduce yourself. The last couple of days, I posted a couple of photos of me. Today, I posted one on my author page that is me and my book. On, I think, Monday, I posted a picture of just me, and I used it to introduce myself. I gave 3 random facts about myself, different ones on Instagram, different ones on Facebook, and I asked people to introduce themselves to me, and I started a conversation with these really great people, and I got to know some of my fans and my new followers a little bit better. Use that in your own brand, and then use it to market your book, because people want to see you. They want to make that personal connection with you. You need to exist in photos and in video for them. They are looking to learn more about you. They are looking to make a connection with you. They want to have a personal relationship with you. And when you befriend these people, when you have a relationship with them, when you talk to them on social media, when you have a conversation with them personally on social media, you know their name, you know a little bit about them, and you can talk about your book with them. They then have that sense of friendship with you. When they have that sense of friendship, when they feel like they have a relationship with you, then they are going to be more supportive. They feel like your success depends on them helping you and them supporting you. And it does. When you have that connection with them, they are going to work harder, better, smarter, and they are going to ask you what they can do to help you. You want to make sure you have a relationship with them, and that starts with reaching out to them and being open and personable with them. And that means showing your face. That means talking with them. That means getting on your social media and having a discussion with them. That means showing off who you are as an author. I don't want you to get super personal with this, okay? This is not talking about what, some crazy family member did this week. We are not talking about that. We're not talking about the drama in your life. But you are putting on that personal face that you have as an author, and you're going to let them in on a personal level, but not like best friend level, okay? Keep that separation. We talk about that on Reading Transforms. That's very important. Make sure you're aware of that. And then get yourself out there. Do what you got to do. If you need help, I will help you. If you take photos of yourself and maybe you don't love them so very much, find a retoucher. There's tons of retouchers out there. Pay them a couple bucks and have them retouch your photos. As long as it's something that you've taken, they will probably happily take a couple bucks and retouch your photos. I will take a couple bucks and retouch your photos. But it has to be taken by you. okay? If some other professional photographer has taken your photos and then you try to hand them to me and ask me to edit them, the answer is no, that's copyrighted. But if you or your friend has taken these photos and you actually have the rights to those photos and you don't necessarily like how you look all the time and maybe your eyes are a little bit dark or whatever, I will retouch that for you. A couple bucks won't be bad. So there's tons of ways that you can go through this and make this easy on yourself. Take these photos yourself, use a timer, use a remote shutter release, use a friend. Hire a professional, have them do portraits, headshots, lifestyle images, and book images for you. Then you turn around and use these on your social media and on your website to promote your book. These are also great if you're doing events. So let's say you have events coming up and you want a picture of you holding your book. That was probably not my best pose there. Yeah, holding your book. There's a ton of different ways that you can do this and get it out there for marketing. Totally amazing. And if you need help with posing, because I just realized we should probably talk about posing and books, we'll do that another time. But I do have some information on radiant transforms and lots of stuff over at k.m.robinson Photography. I'm going to wrap this up because I want you to get up there and actually take some photos of yourself. And again, not selfies. Selfies are not the same thing. Take actual photos. Use a real camera. If you don't have a real camera, everybody has a smartphone these days. Got a camera on your phone, hand it to a friend. Do not take selfies with your phone. If you're using your phone, you need to have a friend take these photos, okay? Having your arm in the photo, not pretty. Does not look professional. Does not look high-end. Does not look like you can market with that. If you're using your phone, you must have a friend do it, okay? And landscape. If you're working with your phone, hold it in a landscape way, not a portrait way, okay? More professional that way. Just run with me here. Okay, I'm done. I need you to go out and take photos. You do not have to take them outside. Currently, it is rainy, stormy, icky outside. I could not get outside and take them. That's why I took them yesterday. You can take them inside. You can take them against a solid colored wall, against something like this. You could put up a piece of material behind you without wrinkles and take photos. You could do all sorts of things. You could go to a coffee shop and take photos there. Those are always really nice. Lifestyle photos out walking past a mural or sitting on a bench or in the park. I like to go outside and take photos by trees. You can do all sorts of fabulous things. Bonus points if you can kind of get it to go with the theme of your book. So for Golden, it is based in the forest because it's a Goldilocks retelling. And so I did a lot of my promo stuff out in the woods. Cool, right? It fits with my book. Now, some of my other books would not fit in the woods. I probably would not take photos of myself with my books out in the woods. I would pick something else and make sure it goes with the theme. So the more you can get it connected to your book, the better. And if you want more examples for how you can do this, keep an eye out on my author platform at k.m.robinson Books because I'm going to be putting a ton of these out in the next 2 or 3 months. I'm not going to bombard people with pictures of me because that wouldn't be effective. But I will be putting things out and I will be doing some really cool things that are related to Golden throughout these photos. So you'll kind of see how that works. Make sure you're taking these photos. It's really important to connect with your fans. And I want to see what you're doing, so tag me in them. Show me. Send me links. It's going to be awesome. And if you need help, if you need guidance, if you have questions, get at me. Get down in the comments. Get in my direct message inbox. Email me. Whatever you need to do, reach out. I am here to help you. I'm happy to do more videos like this. I'm happy to do personalized consultations. I can do all sorts of amazing things with you, and we can get you some really great images to market with. I know some of you are still sitting there saying, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not pretty enough. Guys, if I can do it, you can do it. Come on. I am not, let's be real, I am not a Barbie, okay? If I can do it, you can do it. I have so many things about myself I don't like. I get it. We all have things about ourselves that we don't like. I'm just getting on a soapbox now. We have things about ourselves that we do not like. But we deserve to exist in photos for our family, for our friends, and for our fans in this case. I am a professional photographer, so I know how to pose, I know how to move, I know how to work myself so that I look the best on camera that I possibly can. But I'm also a professional retoucher. And guys, for as hard as it is to walk into the mall, into a dressing room, and see yourself in a mirror that's all weird and wonky and makes you feel horrible about life, I am a professional retoucher. I take photos and then I look at myself. I know every single solitary flaw I have. I know what my face is going to do. I know what my body's going to do. I know what my hair is going to do. I know what's wrong with me. I'm very, very much aware of what is wrong with me, what is not societally perfect. I know who I am and how I am seen, and I know that people also don't see me the way that I see me. So the things that I'm critiquing, most people are not seeing those, not noticing them at all, and certainly not critiquing them. Very few people see the things that I see, and no one thinks of me the way I think of me. We are our own worst critics. So if you need a cheerleader, come see me. I'll tell you you're pretty. I will point out why you're pretty. In fact, as a professional photographer, I have the ultimate say in this because I know exactly what you will look like on film. I know how you look in person. And once I've taken your photos, I know every little detail about you. I have close-up visuals of your face. I know exactly what you do. I know exactly how you look. I know, and I can tell you why you are beautiful and why you should do this and why you deserve this. So come talk to me. I will tell you exactly what you need to know. Don't give me those lines about the way you look, because I can debunk every single one of them. Yes, I can. I can and I will. It'll be fun. So get at me. Let's do this. It'll be awesome. I'll be your long-distance photographer. I'll tell you exactly what you need to know. It'll be great. It'll be fabulous. So good luck. Best wishes. Get your book. Get out there. Take photos. Do it yourself. Do it with a friend. Do it with a professional. Doesn't matter to me as long as you do it and then get it out there this weekend or in the very near future, because I want to see you and your book and how you are marketing it. It's going to be awesome. I'm K.m. Robinson, author of Golden and creator of K.m. Robinson Photography and Reading Transforms. If you totally love this, you can jump onto www.readingtransforms.com, where you have access to our online communities, our online courses, our resources, our tutorials, our videos, and the amazing projects that we're working on over at Reading Transforms. You can also jump onto community.readingtransforms.com, which is my closed Facebook group. I'm in there every single day talking about how to beat the social media algorithms and actually get your content seen on social media. We're talking about marketing your book, branding your author brand, engaging your fans, having discussions with them, building up community with them, and equipping them to get out there and market your book better. I hope to see you there. We've got a lot of really great authors, and I know that you would be a great addition. Thanks so much for joining me. You guys have a fabulous day. Stay inspired.